Yeah, he's a beast. He's a machine. When he's out there creating energy for our team, scoring, he does it all. He does everything for us.
At 40 years old, the world's top goal scorer isn't slowing down. After a season where he shattered Wayne Gretzky's all-time record, Alex Ovechkin stunned reporters with a comment no one expected.
You can reach that milestone, and obviously, how I always said, without all my teammates, all my partners, you guys, obviously my family, my mom.
What he said sent waves through the NHL and left teammates speechless. While most athletes retire quietly, Ovechkin made headlines with brutal honesty and a bizarre joke about the Hershey Bears that no one saw coming. Washington Capitals captain Alex Ovechkin has confirmed that he will return for his 21st NHL season. The announcement comes just weeks after the conclusion of the 2024-25 campaign and in the wake of a playoff elimination at the hands of the Carolina Hurricanes. Ovechkin, who will turn 40 before the next season starts, is under contract for one more year. The Russian winger made the statement during his end-of-season media availability. While addressing reporters, Ovechkin remarked, "For me, it's first of all to make a roster when 40 years old, you know? I have to pass skating test." He followed the comment with a chuckle, but the statement resonated clearly. Despite his age and injury struggles, he intends to play. Ovechkin ended the 2024-25 regular season with 44 goals in just 65 games. He missed 16 games due to a broken leg but still led the Capitals in goals. More notably, he surpassed Wayne Gretzky's all-time NHL goals record earlier in the season, pushing his career total to 897. Ovechkin's remarkable consistency and endurance have continued to set him apart from his peers. After 20 seasons in the league, he remains one of the most effective goal scorers in professional hockey. He passed Gretzky's 894 goal mark on March 15, 2025, with a third-period slap shot against the Pittsburgh Penguins. That goal marked a historic milestone, ending a decades-long record that many believed would never fall. Teammate Tom Wilson, a longtime line mate and close friend, addressed the future without Ovechkin in Washington. Speaking to media after the season ended, Wilson admitted, "I don't want to think about the day where he's not a Cap. He's just such a big part of this organization. You guys know that. It's insane how big a part he is of DC hockey and everything he's done here." Wilson's reaction captured a growing awareness within the Capitals organization. The era defined by Ovechkin's dominance is gradually approaching its conclusion. Yet the player himself has no immediate plans to walk away. Instead, Ovechkin downplayed his age and leaned into his familiar sense of humor. "I just packed my stuff. I'm going to Hershey," Ovechkin said jokingly, referencing the AHL affiliate Hershey Bears and their ongoing playoff run. The comment was clearly made in jest, but it demonstrated Ovechkin's willingness to remain part of the Capitals system in any way necessary. Capitals head coach Spencer Carberry also weighed in during his own postseason remarks. "My understanding is he's under contract, so he'll be back next year," Carberry stated. His tone left no room for ambiguity. The Capitals anticipate Ovechkin's return for the 2025-26 season, a year that could bring additional records and milestones. The Capitals season ended with a 3-1 Game 6 loss to the Hurricanes in the second round of the playoffs. Despite a strong performance throughout the first round, the team failed to maintain momentum. Goaltending issues and offensive inconsistency plagued the Capitals in their final games, ultimately allowing Carolina to advance. Still, Ovechkin's presence remains central to Washington's identity. His performance in the playoffs, combined with his scoring output during the regular season, indicates a player capable of competing at a high level despite nearing 40 years of age. Over the past 2 decades, Ovechkin has become synonymous with the Washington Capitals. Drafted first overall in 2004, he's led the team to 17 playoff appearances, a Stanley Cup championship in 2018, and now he owns the NHL's all-time goals record. The significance of his presence is not lost on teammates. Wilson added, "It'll be a very weird day when that happens, and we'll cross that bridge when we get there. He's truly a legend in every meaning of the word." Although the Capitals have been transitioning toward younger talent in recent seasons, there is no indication that Ovechkin will be relegated to a secondary role. As of now, he continues to operate on the team's top line, logging substantial minutes and retaining power play duties. In terms of salary, Ovechkin is currently in the final year of a 5-year, $47.5 million deal signed in July 2021. The contract was structured to allow him the chance to chase Gretzky's record while remaining loyal to Washington. That mission has now been fulfilled, yet he still chooses to return. His decision, as confirmed by both himself and the organization, seems driven by two factors: love for the game and belief in the team's potential. "I'm looking forward for next year," Ovechkin said. "I just want to come back next year and see the team who's capable of winning the Stanley Cup." Despite his injury, his 44-goal campaign was among the most efficient of his career. According to NHL.com, he averaged 0.68 goals per game this season, the highest single-season rate he's posted since 2019. That level of productivity underscores his enduring value. During the 2024 offseason, Washington's front office is expected to make decisions that align with Ovechkin's final championship ambitions. Depth scoring, defensive depth, and goaltending stability are likely focal points. While the Capitals haven't advanced past the second round since their cup win, internal expectations remain high. Ovechkin's legacy is secure, but his continued presence offers strategic benefits beyond sentimentality. His drawing power as a player still generates ticket sales, media coverage, and global fan engagement. With 897 goals, he also has a chance to extend the all-time record to an unreachable height. The Capitals also maintain a strong locker room dynamic, partially due to Ovechkin's leadership style. He is widely regarded as a team-first player, often deferring attention even during personal milestones. His reaction to breaking Gretzky's record, minimal celebration and quick return to focus, mirrored that approach. While some critics had suggested that 2024-25 might be Ovechkin's final campaign, his own statements directly contradicted that speculation. He emphasized the need to pass the skating test, a clear acknowledgement that he still sees training camp as a competitive process rather than a formality. From a performance standpoint, Ovechkin's shot velocity, accuracy, and positioning remain elite. Analysts have noted that while his speed has declined marginally, his understanding of angles and goaltender tendencies has improved. His ability to operate from the left circle remains the most dangerous weapon in the Capitals' offensive arsenal. Teammates and coaches alike continue to speak about his preparation habits. Carberry noted earlier in the season that Ovechkin was often the last player off the ice during practice. "He's still hungry. He wants to score every time he's out there," Carberry said in January 2025. His durability also remains noteworthy. The broken leg suffered in January was his first significant injury in nearly 6 seasons. He returned ahead of schedule and scored in his first game back, a February 25th contest against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Even as he approaches his 5th decade of life, Ovechkin's physical conditioning and training methods allow him to perform alongside athletes nearly half his age. As of May 2025, he ranks 3rd in the league in total shots on goal, trailing only Connor McDavid and David Pastrnak. The Capitals' offseason outlook is partially shaped by Ovechkin's continued presence. Management faces a delicate balance, preparing for the future while supporting the final stages of their captain's historic career. Trade rumors, prospect evaluations, and free agent targets will all be considered through the lens of Ovechkin's championship window. Whether or not Washington can contend for another Stanley Cup in 2025 to 2026 remains uncertain. What is confirmed, however, is that their greatest player is not done yet. With 897 goals and 1 more year on his deal, Alex Ovechkin is poised to extend a record that took 4 decades to break. Teammates like Tom Wilson remain reflective about his legacy, but the man himself shows no sign of slowing. As of May 2025, Ovechkin has played 1,426 career NHL games. He ranks 3rd all-time in points among left wingers and 1st in total shots attempted. He has scored at least 20 goals in every season of his career, a feat no other player has achieved across 2 decades. Next season will bring new milestones and perhaps new headlines. For now, Ovechkin's next chapter is set. Year 21, one more run, and a Capitals team that remains built around its longest-serving